What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Hey, man. LL Cool J had some choice words for DJ Academics recently. Of course, he's coming to the defense of the elder statesmen in hip hop. He feels like they get the short end of the stick. They get disrespected, especially by people like DJ Academics, who had some disparaging comments for the old head. So let's get into it, man. Now, recently, DJ Academics had a video where he was talking about the state of the older people that came out in hip hop, especially from those in the late 70s, early 80s, etc. He was talking about how they are dusty, shouldn't have no say on what's going on in the culture because their lifestyle is not up to par, and the people that came after them are doing so much better than them, so they should just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. LL Cool J didn't agree with that, and he came out to school DJ Academics on what's really going on and how the business was actually working in the beginning of hip hop, because clearly Academics don't know what the hell he's talking about. So in this video that LL Cool J uploaded, he asked why people don't ask these same questions of people like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, or other jazz stars or other rock stars that came out in earlier times. Nobody ever checks their pockets or tries to see what their financial status is looking like. They always get respected and revered as legends. However, in hip hop, we always tend to look back at the past and we say, oh man, they never blew up the way that they should have, or they never had endorsement deals or anything. They never had the amount of money that's being in circulation today, so they don't deserve any type of love. Just an idiotic way of thinking, very insensitive and very misinformed. So LL continues to say that in the beginning of rap, there were no managers, there was no endorsement deals, there was no Sweetie meal at McDonald's, there was no J Balvin meal at McDonald's. You couldn't get into commercials, you couldn't get collaborations with Air Force Ones or Jordan, nothing like that. The only people that really had something like that going on was Run DMC with Adidas, and that was like a once in a lifetime thing. Nobody had done it before them, and it took a while before anybody else got the same opportunity to come after them, right? Now, LL Cool J was very infamous for rocking Kango. I think he might have been sponsored by the Troop brand, but even with that, it was very limited. Not to mention that there was not even big label budgets. You got to look at the labels that were around back in the 80s. Yeah, you did have your Universal Musics, your Interscopes and stuff like that, but a lot of the artists that were out were actually signed to these little backdoor record labels that were starting in New York that wanted to be affiliated, they wanted to be down, and maybe they got a little bit of funding from a bigger company, but nobody was really getting money like that. There was no multi-million dollar budgets to be spread out on one artist or one project. That was literally what people had in a budget for an entire year, and they had to break that up. Artists back in the 80s were getting advances for like 10 to 15,000 or $5,000 if they got an advance at all. Not to mention the fact that they were probably only getting like 5 to 10% of royalties out of the complete 100. You know what I mean? If you think artists are complaining today and saying that they're not being paid off their record deals, then what you think people were looking at back in 1978 or 1985, 1992? There's no way that you could look at that and be like, yeah, they were getting a fair shake, so they should be rich. So all in all, I do respect the fact that LL Cool J actually came out and stood up for his contemporaries, stood up for the people that were standing next to him when he came out and came to their defense to be like, yo, man, you don't even know what you're talking about. And instead of just shooting from the hip and going off the cuff, why don't you actually go back and do some research? Why don't you actually go back and, see how life was and how the world was moving back at this time that you're speaking on, because you actually have no knowledge, wisdom, or understanding of what's going on. You don't even know yourself. How could you comment on somebody else? You know what I'm saying? And it's very rare that people really stand up to DJ Academics. Meek Mill has done it. Freddie Gibbs has done it. But very few people have really came out and been like, yo, man, you're a clown. You know what I mean? Vic Mensa said he wanted to smack this out on him. You know what I mean? And he probably should have. For the most part, a lot of people just accept what Academic says because he speaks to this audience of people that's 25 and under, most likely under, that really don't have, they have this like real reckless attitude towards things, and they have this entitled way of thinking and looking at things like, okay, it's our spot now, so you just gotta sit back and take whatever we create of it. In the comments of LL Cool J's video, he actually got a lot of support from people like Pete Rock, Diamond D, Dougie Fresh, Ralph McDaniels from Video Music Box, Royce the 5'9", DJ Premier, Pharoah Monch, Benny Boom the music video director, Busta Rhymes, Fat Man Scoop, even Old Man Ebro from Hot 97 chimed in and was in support of what LL Cool J was talking about. And this is the whole reason why LL created the Rock the Bells radio station and even the event series that he has going on now is to show people and showcase that these are our pioneers, these are our legends, regardless of what they had going on. They should have had more. They should have made more money. They should have gotten more respect. They should be more international successes than they are. They should be respected in the states where this shit was created to begin with more than they are. But since y'all only like to roll with what's going on in the current times, this is why stuff like this gets swept under the rug. So academics, I think it's time you put your motherfucking dunce cap on. You feel me? Sit in class, listen to the professors actually give you a lecture on what is going on and how things have been. And maybe next time you speak, you'll have a little bit of information behind you to back up your claims rather than just having emotional fits and rants on your goddamn Twitch channel. Now that I've pretty much said everything that I need to say, go ahead and let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, man. Do you agree with LL Cool J, or do you feel like DJ Akademiks is right and that the old heads need to sit down, sit back, and just watch how things go without chiming in? Some people do feel that way, and I can't say that you're wrong. I'm just going to say that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You feel me? But let me know what you think. All right, we could have a discourse. We could have a debate in the comments. I really don't mind it as long as it's respectful. At any rate, make sure that you like and share this video. And if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Hit those post notifications so you get all updates on future content. And I will see you guys on the next one. All right, much love and respect, y'all. Peace.